Today is May 14th, and while winter's making a brief comeback with temperatures hovering around 10 degrees, it won't stop me from an exciting ride. I'm going to catch a train, bound for Nunspeet. From there, I'll cycle through to the historic city of Kampen, passing through another charming historic town of Elberg along the way.
Doet hij iets of gaat hij niks? Snap het niet. Hij is ook open.
Hij is weer open?
Ja, hij doet het in jonge jochies.
Hij staat er wel uit.
Oh,
goed zo.
Welke moet ik drukken? Dat hij
Op de rode. Ja, hij is nu geblokkeerd, denk ik.
Oh ja, die lopen er van voor, denk ik.
Toch niet, hè, jongen?
Nee.
Nee.
Ah, dat gaat wel heel erg.
I've arrived in Nunspeet. From here, I'll cycle to Elberg first, then continue all the way to Kampen. Fair warning, this video is on the longer side, but it's worth it. The bike paths leading to Kampen are absolutely stunning, and the city itself deserves proper exploration. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and settle in for the ride. traveling into Elberg, a stunning ancient town. But today isn't the day to explore it. Instead, I'm passing through to chase the mesmerizing Zuiderzee trail along the river Veluwemeer. So, get ready. Get the thrill. Time now to get a water break and enjoy the scenery around. I am entering now to Kampen through the southern part. This part is comparatively new, and within a few minutes I will be into the ancient part. Kampen, situated in the northeastern Netherlands along the banks of the Ijssel River, stands as one of the most historically significant cities in Dutch history. From its medieval rise as a thriving Hanseatic port to its present-day status as a cultural landmark, Kampen's story encapsulates centuries of maritime commerce, religious fervor, architectural innovation, and urban transformation. The origins of Kampen remain somewhat obscure, typical of many medieval settlements, whose earliest histories are intertwined with legend and sparse documentation. The city's name likely derives from the Old Germanic word kamb, meaning ridge or comb, referencing the geographical features of the surrounding landscape. Archaeological evidence suggests human settlement in the area dating back to prehistoric times, but organized urban development did not occur until the medieval period. Its fortunes changed dramatically during the 11th and 12th centuries when it emerged as an important settlement at the confluence of the Ijssel River and a strategic crossroads of trade routes connecting the North Sea ports with inland European markets. The city's location proved invaluable, positioned to control river traffic and facilitate commerce between the Hanseatic League cities of the Baltic and the wealthy Low Countries. By the 13th century, Kampen had acquired the status of a Freistad or free city, granting it certain privileges of self-governance and tax advantages that accelerated its growth. The 14th century marked the beginning of Kampen's golden age. Formal membership in the Hanseatic League, the confederation of merchant guilds and market towns that dominated northern European trade, elevated Kampen's status to that of a major international commercial center. As a Hanseatic member, Kampen gained access to exclusive trading networks, shared merchant privileges, and protection under the League's collective naval power. With wealth came urban development. Between the 14th and 6th centuries, Kampen expanded significantly beyond its original core. The city developed distinct districts, the merchant quarters near the harbour, artisan neighbourhoods, and religious precincts. Narrow streets lined with timber-framed and stone houses created a dense urban fabric optimized for medieval commerce and community life. The 16th century brought profound challenges to Kampen's established religious and social order. The Protestant Reformation, which gained significant traction in the Low Countries, threatened the Catholic religious infrastructure that had been so central to medieval Kampen's identity and artistic achievement. While the city did not become a center of radical Protestantism, religious tensions and disputes gradually transformed religious life. In 17th century, while the northern Netherlands, particularly Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and other western cities experienced unprecedented prosperity during the Dutch Golden Age, Kampen's fortunes declined. Several factors contributed to this relative stagnation. One of the major reasons among those was the rise of transatlantic commerce, and the dominance of Western Dutch ports meant that trade routes increasingly bypassed Kampen. Amsterdam's superior harbour and financial infrastructure made it the preferred destination for merchants. The 19th and early 20th centuries saw Kampen languish as an economically marginal city. The Industrial Revolution brought railways and factories to other Dutch cities but largely bypassed Kampen. The opening of the Amsterdam-Rhine Canal and later transportation developments further diminished the city's commercial importance. By the late 20th century, Kampen had been recognized as one of the best preserved medieval cities in the Netherlands. UNESCO recognition and designation as a protected historic city brought investment in restoration and preservation. The magnificent churches underwent careful restoration, the old city centre was revitalized, and tourism became an increasingly important element of the local economy. The city's population has remained relatively stable at around 50,000 inhabitants, with the medieval city centre housing perhaps 15,000 to 20,000 people. This moderate size has allowed Kampen to preserve its character while avoiding the pressures of rapid urban growth that have transformed larger Dutch cities. Beyond the churches, Kampen's medieval townscape preserves numerous merchant houses, guild halls, and civic buildings that illustrate the urban life of medieval and early modern cities. The city's street plan, with the marketplace at its center and radiating streets creating distinct quarters, represents a typical medieval Dutch urban design adapted to a riverine setting. In the 21st century, Kampen represents a model of how historical preservation and cultural tourism can provide economic vitality to cities that no longer compete in industrial or financial markets. Yet this transformation brings its own challenges. The tension between authenticity and commercialization, between preserving the past and accommodating modern life, and between the needs of residents and the expectations of tourists. Kampen's story demonstrates that historical significance need not depend on continued commercial dominance or political power. Instead, a city's past can become its most valuable asset. Time to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you in next ride.